I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest coming in, and where we have been tracking the latest news and updates from across the nation and around the world. And with me, I have Swesha. And Swesha, we know as we are inching towards the phase 2 of Lok Sabha elections, here we get the top political updates coming in, isn't it?
Oh yes, of course. We are tracking every single detail from Prime Minister's rally to also what is coming in from across the globe, the latest updates in Trump's hush money trial to the Iranian president's latest visit to Pakistan. That's an interesting one, and we'll keep you up to speed with all that is coming in from the world of business, sports and entertainment in our lineup for this bulletin. But first up, a quick check of the headlines we're tracking.
Yet another cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. Government employee shot dead in Rajouri.
Congress South Goa candidate stokes controversy, says Indian constitution was imposed on Goans.
Amid a massive backlash, Congress now attempts a U-turn, claims his words were twisted.
इसके लिए ये पुलिस का काम है, इसमें बहुत बड़ा काम है। अभी एक दिन में, ये 4 दिन में नहीं होने का काम है। चलो 6 महीना, साल भर का नहीं है। लोग भी शामिल हैं इसमें। इतने एक आदमी नहीं है, इसमें बहुत सारे लोग आ रहे हैं।
Neha Hiremat's father alleges 1.5-year-long conspiracy against his daughter. India demands justice for Neha.
The BJP expels Ishwarappa for 6 years after he fielded candidature as an independent from Shivamoga.
Kim Jong-un provokes yet again with rocket firing drill after United States and South Korea's military exercises.
Well, Swesha, in the Morning Express, for all our viewers, we start off with news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where a government employee was shot dead by terrorists in another targeted attack in Jammu and Kashmir last evening. Mohammad Razak was shot soon after he came out of a mosque at the Shadra Sharif area of Rajouri and succumbed to his injuries in the hospital. The 40-year-old was an employee in the social welfare department. And Swesha, this is not the first time we have seen non-locals being attacked.
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, forces have now launched a search and cordon operation in the area, and a hunt is on to nab the cowardly terrorists. The attack that comes close on the heels of 2 non-locals in Shivangi who were shot dead in Anantnag and Harpora districts respectively, and that one over the course of last 2 weeks. In fact, the forces facing their own share of struggles and challenges while they are conducting this operation. Let me straight away cut across to Gursimran, who's tracking every single detail on it. Gursimran, do take us through what had happened, how that government employee was targeted, and the operation that the forces have launched, the challenges that they face.
So right now we are in the Shahadra Sharif area of the Rajouri Thana Mandi, where this unfortunate incident was reported late last night at around 8. Now the security forces have intensified the search operations, and the searches are still on in the area. The family members, they are still waiting for the justice to prevail. They are hoping that the terrorists that are still active in the area can be neutralized well within the time. And if I'll request Sarjeevan to show you a 360-degree view of the area, then you will see that there are dense forested areas. There are water bodies that are flowing through this area, and this makes the situation really very challenging for the security forces. On each and every nook and corner, there has been a visible deployment of the security forces, the Jammu and Kashmir police, the special operations group, the Indian army. Everybody has been deployed here as part of the cordon and the search operations. We are getting to know that in a couple of minutes from now, the senior officials of the district police, they are also reaching the spot. Earlier, the entire area was taken into the cordon as there were some inputs regarding the presence of the terrorists in the same area. However, till the time as we are speaking, the police is still. This is a suspected terror attack. You will find that the Indian army along with the CRPF, they too have been deployed there. And along with their sniper dogs, they are there. The sniper dogs are being used to clear the area, because what has happened in the Dhangri, we have seen that the terrorists planted an IED soon after carrying out the killing of the civilians. And in that IED attack, there were casualties, more casualties. And now that's why the sniper dogs have been brought in by the Indian Army, by the CRPF, so that a detailed search of the area can be conducted. What has happened is at around 8:30, as per the mother and the wife of the deceased, we are being told that he was asked to come out. When he came out, two people having long hairs carrying two backpacks, they shot him dead, and then they also fired at his brother, who is in the territorial army, that is in the Indian army, and he was posted in the local area only. But soon after the firing, both the suspected terrorists, they fled away from the area, and now the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF, they have been stationed in and around. They have been carrying out the searches in the area, and I'll request if Sarjeevan can move along with me. We'll tell you that how the outer cordon is taking place. We are in the outer cordon. The inner cordon is this is a multi-layer cordon that has been put in on the ground. I'll request Sarjeevan if we can come to this place, and we can show you that heavy deployment of the security forces has been taking place. Additional reinforcement is being sent every minute. At around 10:30, we are expecting that two ADG rank officers, that include the ADG Law and Order and ADG Jammu Zone, they will be arriving here at the spot to assess the situation. And also there has been a massive manhunt that has been launched by the security forces. Though there has not been an official word, the official statement that has come so far by the Rajouri police only states that a firing incident has taken place. But what it says that the manhunt is launched, is underway to nab the attackers. They still say it is a suspected terror attack, but yes, the searches are on, and they are trying to trace the perpetrators who have carried out this killing of a government employee working in the social welfare department.
Well, thank you, Gursimran, for getting us all the details coming in. Gursimran tracking the story very closely, and this is also, Suesha, coming just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, which will be held in Anantnag. It's a very, very important time, and even as search and cordon operations continue, our brave forces are on the ground and determined to nab the suspected terrorist at the earliest.
Oh yes, absolutely, and for that the search and cordon operation continues. Meanwhile, we also get you other top stories that are making headlines across the nation at this hour.
The campaigning for the second phase of Lok Sabha elections is intensifying as Prime Minister Narendra Modi prepares to visit Chhattisgarh to hold 3 election rallies. PM Modi will be in Chhattisgarh for 2 days and will hold rallies in multiple areas of the state.
After Rouse Avenue Court extended the judicial custody of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal till today, the court is all set to hear the liquor policy case today. Earlier, in a blow to the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo, Supreme Court had also postponed Kejriwal's plea until the 29th of April.
The BJP expelled rebel leader K.S. Ishwarappa for his decision to contest the Lok Sabha elections as an independent candidate from Karnataka Shivamogga seat. Ishwarappa, former Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister who previously also held the position of State Unit President within the party, has been suspended from the party for a period of around 6 years now.
On April 16, Supreme Court postponed the case regarding misleading advertisements by Patanjali Ayurveda on to the 23rd of April following an interaction with the company's promoter Ramdev and managing director Balakrishna, who've offered to issue a public apology.
The CBI will question the then NewsClick HR head Amit Chakravarti in Tihar jail in connection to violation of Foreign Contributing Regulation Act. Amit Chakravarti will be questioned as a witness for 2 hours about alleged investments from US-based worldwide media holdings in the company. Chakravarti is lodged in Tihar jail in judicial custody after his arrest by Delhi Police Special Cell on October 3rd last year. And viewers, let's shift our focus now to some election-related stories. And this one is from the state of Goa, where back-to-back controversial comments have been made once again. A massive controversy has erupted over Congress candidate from South Goa, who has now made a very controversial remark, Suesha.
In fact, the Congress candidate who was seen addressing a rally where he made a controversial remark claiming that the Indian constitution was imposed onto Goa by force after its liberation.
In another shocker from the Congress, this time in the state of Goa, Congress candidate from South Goa, Viriato Fernandes, has made a controversial statement regarding the Constitution of India. The Congress candidate in one of his speeches alleged that the Indian Constitution was forced on Goa after its liberation from the Portuguese rule in 1961. Referring to his earlier conversation with the then Congress President Rahul Gandhi, Fernandes said that it was ahead of the 2019 elections when he told Rahul that when Goa was liberated in the year 1961, the Indian Constitution was forced onto them. Further recalling former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, Fernandes said that it was Nehru who had promised that Goa will decide its own destiny, which according to him did not happen. Immediately lashing out at the Congress candidate for making such a statement, Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant charged at Fernandes, calling his remarks appalling and a threat to democracy. The Goa Chief Minister further went on to say that Congress must not dare to undermine the Constitution, adding that the Congress must stop this reckless politics of Bharat Todo, calling them a threat to democracy. Meanwhile, Congress in vintage fashion has once again had to backtrack on its comments. After Goa Chief Minister's attack, Fernandes claims that his words are being twisted to gain political mileage. With the elections in Goa set to take place on May 7th during the third phase of polling, has the Congress leader gone overboard with his remarks? Or was he misunderstood as he claims? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
In some more election news from Karnataka, the BJP has suspended former Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister K.S. Ishwarappa over violation of party discipline.
Not just this, in fact, this comes after Ishwarappa had gone into rebellion in the state after his son was denied a Lok Sabha ticket.
After countless attempts from within the BJP to solve the rebellion against party high command, wishes K.S. Ishwarappa went on to file his nomination as an independent candidate, leading to his eventual suspension. Take a look at this report on how it all transpired.
The Karnataka BJP has suspended senior leader and former Deputy Chief Minister K.S. Ishwarappa from the party for 6 years. This comes after K.S. Ishwarappa filed his nomination as an independent candidate against BJP MP B.Y. Raghavendra from the Shivamogga Lok Sabha constituency. Ever since the candidature of B.Y. Raghavendra, son of former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yedurappa, was announced in the state, K.S. Ishwarappa had gone into open rebellion in the party over discontent for his son being denied a Lok Sabha ticket. The 75-year-old leader in recent weeks also mounted scathing criticism against B.S. Yedurappa and his son, alleging he wants to free the BJP from the control of the father-son duo.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी क्या बोल रहा है, एक फैमिली के हाथ में किसी पार्टी नहीं रहना है, इसलिए वो सेंटर में बोल रहा है. कर्नाटक में क्या हो रहा है, येडियुरप्पा उनका बेटा एमपी है और दूसरा बेटा एमएलए है और उसका बेटा ही स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट है. एक ही कुटुंब के हाथ में कर्नाटक भाजपा है, इसलिए उसको प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए मैं कंटेस्ट कर रहा हूं. दूसरा है, सभी हिंदुत्व लोगों को बाहर फेंक दिया है. वो सीटी रवि हो, अनंत कुमार हेगड़े हो या प्रताप सिम्हा हो, नलिन कुमार कटी, सबको. इसलिए हिंदुत्ववादियों को स्थान में मिलना है, इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूं. और कर्नाटक में सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को बहुत गुस्सा है कर्नाटक में भाजपा लीडर के ऊपर, इसलिए मैं लड़ रहा हूं.
The BJP's central leadership made various efforts in the past to convince the leader to stand down, with even Home Minister Amit Shah appealing to KS Ishwarappa last month. After the leader visited Delhi to meet the Home Minister, he continued to assert that he will contest the elections as an independent. Following months of rift, the BJP's state disciplinary panel suspended the veteran leader from the party for 6 years for violating the disciplinary code and causing embarrassment to the party. This comes just weeks after the former Deputy Chief Minister was censured by the BJP for using Prime Minister Narendra Modi's photo during his poll campaigning as an independent candidate.
अभी चुनाव लड़ना है और जीतना है, ये मेरा इंटरेस्ट है. इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टली चुनाव. अभी युद्ध में चल रहा हूँ. हमारा सभी नेताओं ने, वर्कर्स ने मेरे साथ है, लोगों ने मेरे साथ है. डेफिनेटली मैं जीतकर नरेंद्र मोदी के पास जाऊंगा.
With KS Ishwarappa insisting on his loyalty to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, will the internal rifts of the BJP in Karnataka have an impact on their Lok Sabha prospects in the state? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And well, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, during his rally in Kerala's Wayanad, alleged that the BJP wants to impose one nation, one language in the country.
Well, the remark has now triggered a political frenzy. The BJP on Monday has lodged a complaint with the Election Commission against Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, accusing him of conspiring to make citizens fight in the name of language and province.
Not just this, the BJP has also filed a complaint with the Election Commission against the Congress leader, as they've accused Rahul Gandhi of creating a linguistic and cultural divide with his remarks. We get you a comprehensive report on this story.
From the rally in Kerala's Wayanad, Rahul Gandhi's remarks have yet again sparked a political firestorm. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, during his rally, alleged that the BJP wants to impose one nation, one language in the country.
I get really surprised when I hear the Prime Minister giving speeches where he says one nation, one language, one leader, one religion. How can you tell the Tamil people that they should not speak Tamil, or the people of Kerala that they should not speak Malayalam, or the people of Bengal that they should not speak Bengali? The Indian language is as important as every other language.
Not letting the comments slide, the BJP has clapped back.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi lacks knowledge. He has got a very limited knowledge, and he is also, which we can say, a victim and a symbol of ignorance and arrogance. Prime Minister Modi has always talked about one nation, one election. Prime Minister Modi has always talked about one nation, one ration card. Prime Minister Modi has always talked about one nation, one health card.
The Saffron Party has also lodged a complaint with the Election Commission against Gandhi, accusing him of conspiring to make citizens fight in the name of language and province.
हमने आज चुनाव आयोग के सामने जिस तरह राहुल गांधी लगातार देश के अंदर भाषा एवं प्रांत के नाम पर लड़ाने का षड्यंत्र रच रहे हैं, उसके बारे में हमने उनको शिकायत की है।
As the political upheaval over the remarks continue to spiral, will Congress's oldest trick in the book backfire? That remains to be seen. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So as the BJP has moved the EC against Rahul Gandhi, Suesha, we are seeing that allegations, counter-allegations, all of that can be seen just ahead of phase 2 of Lok Sabha polls.
Oh yes, absolutely. And we keep our viewers ahead on all these top election stories. But for the moment, we have to slip into a short commercial break. On the other side, we get our viewers the latest from the world of entertainment and all that is making news across the globe, especially in the hush money trial, as Trump's defense has claimed innocence.
And much more coming up. Erdogan makes first official visit to Iraq in over a decade, discusses water, supply and trade.
Co-powered by Simpolo Tiles and Bathware.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
The crazy scheme of the Congress party to redistribute wealth had gone unnoticed till the Prime Minister raised it once and then again and now repeatedly in election rallies. Redistribution of wealth. This is not some Robin Hood scheme. It is extreme and impractical socialism. For the Congress party believes in a utopian world where the redistribution of wealth, the redistribution of income and the redistribution of assets among all citizens of the country brings all citizens of the country at the exact same economic level. This is practically impossible because wealth creation and asset creation is the fundamental center of human activity. How will the Congress party redistribute assets, wealth and income? Do they even know? Will they take away the hard-earned property that people have? Will they snatch the assets that families own? Or will they force you to give up the gold that you save for, hoping it'll help you on a rainy day? If they're going to take away everything as a matter of right, and if everything you earn will be redistributed anyway, then ask yourself, why should you earn it in the first place? Why should you work so hard for it? Why should you work so hard for it if the Congress party will force you to give it up? Also, relevant to ask, how much will you redistribute? How will you redistribute it? Will you redistribute apartments? Will you redistribute farms? Will you redistribute cars? Will you redistribute all the physical assets that anyone owns? Ladies and gentlemen, I began by saying that this Congress idea is crazy. I correct myself, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's positively dangerous.
मुझे इस मिट्टी की, मैं देश नहीं मिटने दूंगा, मैं देश नहीं रुकने दूंगा, मैं देश नहीं झुकने दूंगा। मेरा वचन है भारत मां को, तेरा शीश नहीं झुकने दूंगा। ये नया भारत घर में घुसकर मारता है।
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand, brings you the latest breaking news update from across the country only on Republic TV. And I'm Samiksha Srivastava.
आपको लगता होगा इतना सारा काम मोदी कर रहा है तो ये मोदी थकता क्यों नहीं है? भ्रष्टाचारी कान खोल करके सुन ले, ये मोदी नहीं आया, 140 करोड़ देशवासियों का भ्रष्टाचारियों के प्रति गुस्सा निकल करके आया है। साथियों, ये मोदी से इसलिए नाराज है क्योंकि मोदी आज देश के गांव गरीब के साथ चट्टान की तरह खड़ा है।
Good morning, everybody. You're watching the Morning Express with me, Shivangi, and Swesha. Over the 30 minutes, we will get you all the top stories making headlines in the world of business, sports, entertainment. We'll also focus on the big global stories from former US President Donald Trump's hush money trial that has finally commenced.
Not just that, we'll also tell you how after US Congress passed the historic aid package for Ukraine, Israel and US allies, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky dialed US President Joe Biden. All that and a lot more. But first, a quick check of the headlines we're tracking.
Prosecutors accuse Trump of orchestrating criminal scheme in hush money trial. Defense claims innocence.
Biden administration implements privacy rule for female reproductive health. Travel faces legal challenges.
Erdogan makes first official visit to Iraq in over a decade, discusses water supply and trade.
Kim Jong-un supervises simulated nuclear counterattack in North Korea.
Teachers in Bolivia protest against mandatory retirement and better pensions. We start off with what's coming in right now, where Reliance Industries has surpassed the Q4 street estimates for net profit. Net profit attributed to the company, India's largest by value, slightly decreased to rupees 18,951 crores. And Q4 consolidated revenue reached rupees 2.40 lakh crore. We have Rajat joining us live.
Rajat, very good morning to you and thank you for getting us the latest on this. Over to you for what our viewers need to know.
So, Suesha, Reliance Industry, which is India's most valuable company, has declared its Q4 earning result yesterday. And what we are picking up is that the revenue and the net profit of the Reliance Industry has beaten all the estimates. Just to throw the light on the number, net profit attributable to the company stands at 18,951 crores. Analysts expected the biggest refiner oil to chemical company to post the net profit somewhere around 18,000 crores, but this time the net profit is hovering around 18,951 crore, which is more than expected by the analysts. And also, just to tell my viewers, this is a bit of a decline in comparison to the same quarter last fiscal, but it has beaten the estimates of the analysts. When we talk about the consolidated revenue, like the revenue including revenue from all the various verticals of the company, including Reliance Retail, Jio, Reliance Oil to Chemical, Gas and everything, when you compile all together, the consolidated revenue stands at 2.4 lakh crore, which is more than what it posted the same quarter last fiscal at 2.16 lakh crore. So when we talk about the consolidated revenue, obviously the Reliance has out as far as consolidated revenue is concerned, it has done better in comparison to the same quarter last year. When we talk about various segments, all have shown robust growth from oil to gas, oil to chemical, retails and Jio. Also, Reliance has become the first company in India to surpass the 1 lakh crore mark in the pre-tax profit. So that is also a key milestone that this most valuable company achieved yesterday. Also, when we talk about the capital expenditure in the last 1 year, how much the company has spent in building infrastructure and building more assets, the company has spent 23,207 crores as a capital expenditure, and the net debt of the company has dipped from dropped to 1.16 lakh crore, which was earlier standing at 1.25 lakh crore. Talking about Reliance Jio, which is one of the most important segment of the Reliance, let me tell you that Reliance Jio has posted the net profit of 5,337 crore, which is aligned with the market expectation of 5,330 crore. And Jio has added in a 10.9 million subscriber in the quarter 4. So this is the straight fourth quarter when the Jio has added more than 9 million subscribers to its user base. Now the total subscriber base stands at 481.8 million subscribers. JioMart has also shown a robust growth, and in the earning call yesterday, they said that Holi Ready and Republic Day sales have given them huge profit. When we talk about Reliance Retail, annual net profit of Reliance Retail has crossed 10,000 crore mark. Quarterly revenue is standing at 76,627. So as far as the whole result is concerned, as I told you, the consolidated revenue from all the verticals has gone up to 2.4 lakh crore. Net profit has also beaten all the expectations of the Dalal Street at 18,951 crores, Suesha.
All right, thank you for joining us with all those details. Rajat is getting us top updates coming in. And for now, let's move ahead, viewers, to the other stories we are tracking on Republic TV, especially as we shift our focus now to what is happening all over the world. Amid increasing crisis in the West Asia following the Israel-Iran standoff, tensions around global oil prices and potential disruptions are mounting.
In fact, on the other hand, this uncertainty permeating through conflicts in Middle East has lured investors back to the dollar as a safe haven, which led to the dollar surge last week amid yen's historic 34-year low against the US dollar.
However, the story for the Indian rupee has been different, which kicked off on a positive note against the US dollar this week, against 5 paise against the dollar, supported by strong domestic support in the markets.
In fact, what is the cause of this surge is the big question. What does this mean for India's forex reserves? Find out all those details in this next report.
The Indian rupee kicked off this week on a positive note. gaining 5 paise to reach 83.39 against the US dollar in early trading hours of Monday. This rise was supported by a strong performance in domestic equities. This comes after both the American dollar and crude oil prices retreated from recent highs following the after effects of US inflation data and the Iran-Israel crisis in West Asia. In the global markets, the dollar index, which measures the greenback's strength against a basket of 6 currencies, was trading lower at 106.07, almost down by 0.07%. Additionally, the Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark, fell by 0.76% to $86.63 per barrel. At the interbank foreign exchange market, the rupee opened at 83.40 against the greenback and touched 83.39 in the initial trade, marking a 5 paise increase from its previous close. This comes after last Friday when the rupee had appreciated by 8 paise to close at 83.44 against the US dollar. Traders speculated that the Reserve Bank of India's intervention may have contributed to stabilizing the rupee. As reported by the Reserve Bank of India, India's foreign exchange reserves dropped by $5.4 billion to $643 billion after 7 consecutive weeks of increase for the week ended April 12th. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And while India's recent push in the logistics and infrastructure sector is one that is powering the Indian economy in this decade, with railways, roadways, waterways all being developed at an unprecedented pace.
However, it is the civil aviation sector that is making headlines this morning as a recent data released by the Ministry of Civil Aviation reveals a record rise in domestic passenger numbers in India last month.
Indeed, in fact, the data released by the DGCA shows that Indian domestic aviation passenger numbers have surpassed those even before the COVID pandemic hit the world. This is indeed huge, as aviation was one of the biggest hit sectors during the COVID pandemic, and India surpassing those numbers today shows the robust resilience of India's aviation markets, which in recent times had faced its fair share of challenges.
Well, find out in this next report how data reveals India's new heights in the sky.
India's domestic air travel has touched a remarkable milestone by reaching a new single-day high of over 471,000 passengers. The data released by the Ministry of Civil Aviation shows that air travel in India has reached a remarkable high of 14% as compared to the average pre-COVID passenger counts, which were around 398,000 passengers per day. The data also indicated a substantial rise in the number of flights, which now total to around 6,128 in India. Looking back at the same data from just a year ago, one can see the remarkable growth India's civil aviation sector has made, rising up from 428,000 passengers and 5,899 flights. This unprecedented growth in India's domestic aviation sector is attributed to various factors such as robust policies, economic development, and expansion of low-cost carriers. This comes after the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, had previously reported that domestic airlines carried around 391 lakh passengers during the month of January and March 2024, marking a 4.38% annual growth and a monthly increase of about 3.68%. With this upward trajectory, India's civil aviation sector is projected to reach new heights in the foreseeable future. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And that's the remarkable growth trajectory of the civil aviation sector after, especially what it faced during COVID. Those were the numbers that you just saw, as we also take a quick check of the other top business stories that we're tracking for you this morning. Yes, it is Byju's Ravindran, who is the founder and CEO of Think and Learn. The parent company of Byju's used personal debt to cover March's salary payments totaling between 25 to 30 crore rupees. Allegedly, restrictions from foreign investors prompted this move. Today, a case related to Byju's crisis is set for a hearing at the National Company Law Tribunal.
And while the private sector and the government are all making possible efforts to popularize electric vehicles, charging infrastructure in the country is witnessing a significant improvement. As per reports, combined charging system, a critical EV charging infrastructure, is witnessing a twofold growth every year.
Indian business mogul Mukesh Ambani's conglomerate Reliance Industries reported a consolidated net profit of 18,951 crore rupees in the January-March quarter, marking a marginal decline of 1.8% from 19,299 crore rupees during the same period last year. What seems like a marginal financial downfall also comes in the backdrop of a 11.3% rise in profits for March 2024. Specifically, the oil and gas segment revenues garnered the sharpest increase in revenue at a record 42%.
Ola Mobility Services have kicked off its operations at Maharishi Valmiki International Airport in Ayodhya, introducing a dedicated cab pickup zone at the arrival and exit points to ensure seamless service. The company has deployed a round-the-clock team of representatives to manage the operations and address queries. CEO Hemant Bakshi expressed optimism about the move given its thriving cultural and tourist destination.
Officials at the Bank of England have stressed on the need to maintain transparency in the $8 trillion global private equity sector, citing concerns over risks to financial stability, employment and economic growth. Executive members of the board say that transparency in the private equity sector is paramount to the British economy, given its contributory role of funding businesses in sectors like software, IT and the media. And while we now shift our focus to the latest from the world of sports, after last night's thriller in Jaipur between Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals, it is time for Chennai Super Kings to clash with Lucknow Super Giants tonight.
Of course, Swesha, the clash of the Super Kings and Super Giants is much anticipated tonight as Chennai gears up to play on their home ground in a bid to avenge their loss against Lucknow Super Giants last week.
In fact, the defending champions, who have been invincible on their home turf this season, will meet the Super Giants in a stadium filled with yellow love all around, and all attempts to utilize every bit of home ground energy to convert that match into a win.
In this clash from the midfields, who will emerge on the top? Here are the statistics that can help you decipher this puzzle.
In match number 39 of the Indian Premier League, it's time once again for a showdown in Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. It's Chennai Super Kings who will be seeking revenge against Lucknow Super Giants in their home turf this time. Defending champions Chennai Super Kings will be eyeing for a key comeback against the Lucknow Super Giants in a hope to reverse their loss against Lucknow in their away game last week. With both teams stuck in the middle of the IPL points table, the match's victory is very crucial to power the rise of the respective teams to the 2024 playoffs of the Indian Premier League. In the head-to-head stats, it's the Super Giants that have prevailed so far, winning 2 of the 4 matchups that the two teams have faced against each other. With the Super Kings only winning 1 game against Lucknow, it is Chennai who are going to be the underdogs against the Super Giants in this matchup. However, the ball is literally in Chennai's court as they meet Lucknow Super Giants on their home turf, where the team in yellow has been invincible so far this season. So all eyes are set on Chennai Super Kings and Lucknow Super Giants as they clash tonight to decide the destiny of their playoffs journey in IPL 2024. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And well, a week after the Olympics flame was lit in the ancient city of Olympia, the rally is now reaching a new stage of its voyage, which will now take the flames to the seas.
Yes, viewers, the Olympics flame is all set to sail on a historic ship which share close ties with the history of the modern iteration of the Olympics Games that commences in the 19th century.
The Olympics flame will set sail in on a 3-masted sail ship constructed in 1896 called Bellem. For more on this, take a look at this report.
With the clock for Olympics ticking with every passing day, the historic Olympics flame is well away on its journey to reach French organizers on April 26th. The next step in the flame's voyage is taking it to the high seas on the historic French sailing ship, the Bellem. The historic French sailing ship will carry the Olympics flame from Greece to France ahead of the Paris Olympics 2024. The most interesting fact about the ship is that it was built in 1896, the same year the first modern Olympic Games were held, when the ship was also making a stop at Katakolo in western Greece, close to the ancient city of Olympia. The Bellem will set sail from the port of Piraeus on April 28th along with the Olympics flame. The 3-masted Bellem has the maximum sail area of more than 1200 square meters and is one of the last seaworthy ships of her kind in the world.
16 young people will come on board to carry the flame, and it's like for them a big honor and an opportunity to participate to this international event. So this kind of mission, of course, will be unique for us and in the world, I think. So it's like a pleasure for us and a preamble for a big adventure for us.
As the Bellem returns to the high seas one more time for its Olympic mission, the historic ship is set to create history one more time through its voyage. Agency Report, Republic TV.
So the Olympic torch has been lit. That's one of our top sports stories we are tracking right now. Much more coming up on the other side as we keep getting you top updates on India's #1 news channel, Republic TV. Teachers in Bolivia protest against mandatory retirement and better pensions.
Also, Kim Jong-un provokes yet again with rocket firing drill after United States and South Korea's military exercises.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
You can sense
पता नहीं क्रिकेट का फ्यूचर कैसा होगा, पर सीलिंग फैंस का फ्यूचर पता है, बिकॉज इट्स ऑलरेडी हियर. ओरिएंट एरोस्लिम विथ रिवर्स रोटेशन मोड जो इंप्रूव करे एयर सर्कुलेशन. ओरिएंट BLDC फैन, द फ्यूचर ऑफ फैंस.
with over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth. Over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है।
Prime Minister Modi has triggered a political backlash over property redistribution remark.
जब उनकी सरकार थी उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा और उनको बांटेंगे जिनको मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार ने कहा था कि संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। भाइयों बहनों, ये अर्बन नक्सल की सोच, मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगलसूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे।
This comes weeks after Rahul Gandhi promised to hold financial and economic surveys after a caste survey if voted to power.
हम फाइनेंशियल और इंस्टीट्यूशनल सर्वे करेंगे, ये पता लगाएंगे कि हिंदुस्तान का धन किसके हाथों में है, कौन से वर्ग के हाथ में है। और इस ऐतिहासिक कदम के बाद हम क्रांतिकारी काम शुरू करेंगे जो आपका हक
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Morning Express. And now it's time to take a look at the top stories we are tracking for you from the world of entertainment.
Oh yes, absolutely. We get to you the Lifetime Achievement Award that was conferred upon filmmaker and musician Yoko Ono. Getting you a quick check of all the top stories we're tracking for you this morning. Telugu actor cum director Vishwak Sen's experimental project Gami was released in early March after being funded by the crowd. Meanwhile, the South Indian actress Kajal Agarwal's most recent film was Bhagwat Kesari, featuring Nandamuri Balakrishna. Soon, these two actors, who were known respectively as the Queen of Masses and the Maska of Ads, are headed to the box office to make their win.
Kajal Agarwal's 60th movie Satyabhama will be releasing on May 17, which accidentally marks the release date for Vishwak Sen's Gangs of Godavari. Take a look at this report to know more.
It is Kajal Agarwal versus Vishwak Sen at the box office. Telugu actor cum director Vishwak Sen's film Gangs of Godavari will coincidentally clash with Kajal Agarwal's milestone 60th film Satyabhama, set to release on May 17th. The clash between the two industry stalwarts, Sen and Kajal, is all set to epitomize the competitive spirit of the film industry, where each release is a battle for audience attention and box office supremacy. As the release dates of Gangs of Godavari and Satyabhama draw near, fans eagerly anticipate witnessing the clash of these titans on the silver screen, making it a must-watch showdown for cinephiles and industry enthusiasts alike. While movie Satyabhama is only one of 3 releases Kajal Agarwal is currently looking forward to, Vishwak Sen has also 3 more releases lined up for the year. Telugu star Vishwak Sen's crowd-funded movie Gami hit theatres in early March, while Kajal Agarwal, known as the Queen of Masses, was last seen in Bhagwat Kesari alongside Nandamuri Balakrishna. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right. right, so we wait and watch how the audiences react to that clash. In the meanwhile, a quick check of the other top entertainment stories as the Sabarmati report that stars actors Vikrant Massey, Rashi Khanna and others was all set to release on the 3rd of May. However, due to elections, the film's release date has been postponed. The film that deep dives into the events on the Sabarmati Express on the 27th of February 2002 is set to deliver a heart-wrenching narrative on the big screen. The teaser of the film offers a glimpse into the untold truths that have remained concealed for over 2 decades since the tragic incident on the Sabarmati Express. The makers also pay tribute to the victims of the Godhra incident.
Bhool Bhulaiya 3 remains one of the most anticipated films of the year. The third installment of the horror comedy series set to be headlined by actors Vidya Balan, Kartik Aaryan, Tripti Dimri. Ahead of the movie's release, Vidya talked about reprising the role of Manjulika in the film. The actress said that while she may be worried about the sequel not matching up to the original 2007 flick, she found the script delightful enough to be a part of it. The Kahani actor asserted that while her role of Manjulika over a decade ago got praises, she would not be willing to redo what she has already done.
The action-packed film Devara, starring junior N.T. Rama Rao, Janhvi Kapoor, directed by Kotara Shiva, has once again taken the spotlight with an intriguing update of a special song. Pooja Hegde is among the top contenders for that special song. Junior NTR starrer Devara Part 1 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting films pan-India. Part 1 of the movie is gearing up for a grand theatrical release worldwide in 5 languages on the 10th of October, with Saif Ali Khan and Janhvi Kapoor set to make their Telugu debut.
So those were the top entertainment stories we're tracking here on Republic TV Switch. And of course, right here, we'll get all our viewers everything from politics to sports to global developments and entertainment. But for now, taking a very short break. Much more coming up on the other side as we keep getting our viewers' top updates right over here on Republic TV.
Oh yes, our top focus story is the cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir, where a government employee was shot dead in Rajouri.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the 3rd largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
And well, it's been a relentless streak of violence and devastations that continue to plague Gaza as Israeli airstrikes claim the lives of at least 18 individuals.
Well, even with international condemnation growing, Israel has decided not to give in to criticism. And its war against Hamas has only gained momentum.
So much so that the clashes that continue in West Bank and other parts of the strip, the toll that is being taken on civilians, that is mounting further. More on the latest developments in this report. Take a look.
Israeli strikes on the southern Gaza city of Rafah overnight claimed the lives of at least 18 people, including 14 children. Since the beginning of the conflict, more than half of Gaza's population of 2.3 million has sought refuge in the southern city of Rafah. Despite international calls for restraint,
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand, brings you the latest breaking news updates from across the country only on Republic TV. And I am Rakshita Mishra. Very good morning, viewers. We're live in Breaking Republic TV and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. Let's get started with our top stories making headlines. Congress South Goa candidate stoked controversy, says Indian constitution was imposed on the Goans. Amid massive backlash, Congress now attempts a U-turn, claims his words were twisted. Yet another cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. Government employee shot dead in Rajouri. Neha Hiremat's father alleges 1.5-year-long conspiracy against his daughter. India demands justice. Supreme Court to hear case of misleading ads against Patanjali. Will a public apology make amends for Ramdev? Kim Jong-un provokes yet again with rocket-firing driller after United States and South Korea's military exercises. In a fresh election controversy, Congress's South Goa candidate Captain Viriato Fernandes has claimed that Indian constitution was forced upon Goa after its liberation from the Portuguese rule in 1961. Now, what has followed is a political face-off over this statement. However, Congress in damage control mode now says that the comments have been twisted.
कितें तेन्ना पळय एमएलए हाडले ऑपोजिशनान हुंय ना हुंय आमकां दिसती पडले तो पयशांचो गड्डो पडोन तोंड बंद जाला म्हणून गोंयचो आवाज बंद जाला म्हणून आनी आमी एक संघटन घडोवन हाडले गोंयचो आवाज म्हणून आनी तेन्ना ऑन 10th March 2019 10th March 2019 जस्ट लास्ट लोकसभा इलेक्शना पयलीं आमचो गिरीश चोडणकर तेन्ना प्रेसिडेंट नवो प्रेसिडेंट जाल्लो काँग्रेसाचो ताणें आमकां इन्विटेशन धाडलें मातसो आमचो राहुल गांधी येता ही वॉज देन द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ काँग्रेस पार्टी सिद्धार्थ गोवान आयिल्लो आनी आमकां म्हणपा लागलो मातशें तुमी येवन ताचे कडेन डिस्कशन करा आमी 12 प्रश्न मांडले आनी त्या 12 इश्यूजान एक इश्यू हाडलो वी डिमांडेड ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप फॉर द सिटीजन्स ऑफ गोवा आनी तेन्ना ताणें विचारलें Is it constitutional? I mean, no. Then no discussion. I said, sorry. I said, sir, please listen. Constitution was implemented on 26 January 1950. We were not part of India. And in Chennai 1961 आम्ही लिबरेट झाले ते कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पण तुम्ही पास केले जाका आमका तुम्ही इन्क्लूड करू ना ते हाडून आमचे तकलेर मारले And now, तुम्ही आमका सांगता that it is unconstitutional. तुझ्या म्हणे ग्रँडफादर हू द फर्स्ट प्राईम मिनिस्टर आझाद मैदानार स्पीच दिल्ली that the people of Goa will decide their destiny. आमची हुई डेस्टिनी आणि कोणे डिसाइड केली म्हणे. ताणे आपणाचो ओएसडी हाडलो ताका विचारले. He is got a point म्हणपाक लागलो. When the constitution was made and implemented, Goa was not part of India. आमकां कांय प्रोविजन करूंक ना. काश्मीराक आर्टिकल 370 केले जे आता काढला पळय तांकां आर्टिकल 370 केले म्हणजे गोंयकारांक कांयच करूंक ना. सो आमकां एक प्रोविजन जाय. कित्याक ते सांगता म्हणे आमचे गोंयचे पूत जॉब ना म्हूण एम्प्लॉयमेंट ना म्हूण ते पुर्तुगेजांनी पळय सिटीजनशीप ऑफर केल्या ती एक्सेप्ट करतात आनी भायर वतात. न्ही तांकां मोग हा पुर्तुगालाचो युरोपाचो म्हूण कित्याक दे आर लुकींग फॉर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी. भायर वयतले कोश काडटले जोडटले आनी आपणाच्या भुरग्यांकूय फॅमिलीक वयर काडटले म्हूण. ऑल्सो ते म्हणे दे आर सेंडिंग very important element that is foreign exchange. Foreign exchange म्हणे धाडटा. राहुल गांधी said yes, you got a point म्हणपाक लागलो. आनी म्हणे इतले ते करतात आनी आमी तांकां आतां भायले म्हणटात.
All right, we are being joined by Xavier Rodrigues as a guest on this controversy that is unfolding in the state of Goa. Now, Savio, this is coming in right ahead of the elections now. It's also giving, of course, much ammunition to the chief minister, having, admitted that even he had told the same thing to Rahul Gandhi back then when in fact, he was the president.
The most important thing of what Captain Viriato is saying is actually towing the line of the divisive politics that Congress and the Indie bloc have been propagating in this country for the last several months. Captain Viriato belongs to the Indian Navy, and most media have reported him being a Kargil war veteran. It is shocking to find out that a member of the Indian Navy and a reportedly Kargil war veteran believes that the Indian Constitution was thrust on the heads of the Goans. Secondly, he spoke about Nehru promising the Goans that they would decide their future. Nehru belongs to the Congress party. How is it that Captain Viriato continues to remain and is a candidate of the Congress party that did not honor its own words to the Goans, according to what Captain Viriato is saying? And third most important, at a time in this country where the Narendra Modi government has removed the controversial Article 370, which was in Kashmir, Captain Viriato is telling the people of Goa and India that Goa too should have had something like Article 370. Now, this is a problem that is existing with some in Goa who think that it is all right to serve two masters. Let me explain what do I mean by that. They've got 1 foot in Portugal and they want to keep 1 foot in India. While the law after the liberation of Goa allows for people to choose if they want to take Portuguese citizenship and live in Portugal. But what it does not allow you to do is to choose, have your feet in both countries. So those who want and accept that Portugal is a part of their life and a part of their DNA, then they should opt for Portugal. For those who believe India is their mother, then they should continue to stay in India and respect the Indian Constitution and not think that the Indian Constitution was thrusted on the heads of the Goans. The problem with Captain Viriato is he is doing exactly what certain section of the divide India forces want, to create confusion to create anarchy. Captain Veriato, with the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, a part of Indie Bloc in Goa, is doing exactly that. They want the Goans to be divided. Please understand, Goa was a part of Bharat. Goa is a part of India, and Goa will continue to remain a part of India. If you think you are a Portugal citizen and you believe you want to be with Portugal, please go to Portugal. The law allows you to do that. But issues of dual citizenship, which are contentious issues at this point of time, are under discussions. And they're not only under discussions with people of Portugal, they're under discussion for many people of Indian origin who are living outside of India. And these are issues that will be taken up by the center. But to say that the Indian Constitution was thrusted on the heads of the Goans means that an Indian Navy representative does not believe that the Indian Constitution is good for Goa and the Goans. And that I find highly shocking, because media has reported Captain Veriato as a Kargil war veteran. I want to ask him, as a Kargil war veteran, do you not believe in the Indian Constitution? And why do you think the Indian Constitution was thrusted on the heads of the Goans? Goa was a part of India. Goa is a part of India, and Goa will continue to be a part.
It raises many questions. No, it raises questions, when you talk about Bharat, when you talk about the concept of India. We've seen Rahul Gandhi, who he claims that he had in fact discussed with back in 2019 or so about it. Rahul Gandhi is someone who goes to London and says that India is not a nation, it is a union of states. That itself reflects that kind of thinking, or that the Congress party has about the country and the states. But thank you so much. That's all the time we have in this segment, Savio. Thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts on this controversial.
Goa,
all right.
Goa was Gomantak in the time when it was Bharat. Goa was occupied by Portugal, but it was always a part of Bharat. It will always remain a part of India.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Savio, for joining us with your thoughts on that controversy that is right now unfolding right during the election season. Right now, viewers, we take a look at some other stories making news in this quick roundup of the top stories. Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court will hear Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's liquor policy case today. This after his judicial custody was extended today in connection with the money laundering case related to the now scrapped excise policy. Delhi Chief Minister was arrested on the 21st of March with Enforcement Directorate accusing him of being the mastermind of the liquor scam. At the Jail Ka Jawab Vote 6 Sankalp Sabha, Delhi Minister Atishi says that the people of Delhi are hurt by the arrest of Kejriwal. She also said that Kejriwal is not just the Chief Minister for the people of Delhi, but their son and brother. Aam Aadmi Party rallies behind the Delhi Chief Minister, calling the arrest politically motivated. Supreme Court will hear the Patanjali ads case today. The case pertains to misleading advertisements by Patanjali Ayurved. Even though the company's promoter Ramdev and managing director Balakrishna offered to issue a public apology, the court has not decided on whether it should punish Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishna for flouting the orders. CBI will question NewsClick HR head Amit Chakraborty in Tihar jail today in connection with its probe against the news portal for the alleged violations of the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. They said that Chakraborty will be questioned as a witness about alleged investments from the US-based Worldwide Media holdings in the company. On the occasion of Hanuman Janmotsav, devotees gathered in large numbers at Hanuman Temple in Delhi's Connaught Place to offer their prayers. Now, the Hindu festival celebrates the birth of the Hindu deity Hanuman. Hanuman is regarded to be an ardent devotee of Lord Ram, an avatar of Vishnu, widely known for his unflinching devotion. During 19th to the 21st of April, Mumbai Customs seized over 6.815 kilograms of gold, which is valued at 4.44 crore rupees, 4 crore 44 lakh crore rupees, and diamonds valued at 2.02 crore rupees. Has been seen, diamonds were found concealed in noodle packets. 4 passengers arrested. Smoke continues to billow from a Ghazipur landfill site after a major fire broke out there on Saturday. Smoke caused problems for locals living in the area, many complaining of breathing problems and irritation in throat and eyes. Onto the story in Karnataka that we continue to track here at Republic TV and in our Republic Kannada channel. Neha Hiramath, who was the 23-year-old first-year student in Hubballi, Dharwad, was tragically stabbed to death on the college campus. Now, the accused, Fayaz, reportedly a former classmate of Neha, fled the scene but was later captured by the police. The incident, which took place on the 18th of April, has deeply shaken the community, particularly given that Neha is the daughter of Niranjan Hiramath, a Congress councillor of the Hubballi Dharwad Municipal Corporation. And in an exclusive interview with Republic TV's editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami, Neha's father conveyed his distress, asserting that he has lodged a complaint against those responsible for his daughter's death. He characterized the incident as a conspiracy and called for a stringent action against the accused. Listen into what the bereaved father had to say.
Ranjan Hiramath and Geeta Hiramath, parents of Neha Hiramath. First of all, my deepest condolences. Niranjan ji and Geeta ji, what is your demand right now, and what is the reality of this case? In this case, what has led to your daughter's killing? What do you know, Niranjan ji and Geeta ji?
Pardon, madam, sir, in Hindi, please.
हाँ, मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ आपको निरंजन जी कि सच्चाई इस केस में क्या है, ये जो किलिंग हुई है इसके पीछे कारण क्या है और वजह क्या है?
ये किलिंग होने का जो कारण हमने जनरली इंफॉर्मेशन के ऊपर हम बता रहे हैं। हम वो कॉलेज में जो जिस तरह ये घटनाएं हो रही है उसके बाद जो हमारे को रिपोर्ट मिली है वो मैं उनको बता रहा हूँ। मैं पेरेंट होके मैं रिपोर्ट लेना हमारा काम है, और मैं भी एक कांग्रेस का नेता है, निगम परिषद है। फर्स्ट रिपोर्ट लिया मैंने, तो रिपोर्ट लेने के बाद जो जो इसमें हाथ है मैंने सबके ऊपर कंप्लेंट किया, मीडिया के थ्रू भी किया, और मैं ओरली भी इनको भी बताया, पुलिस प्रशासन को। तो उन्होंने कार्रवाई करने के लिए मेरे को विश्वास है, पोस्टमार्टम का कंप्लेंट कॉपी, आई विटनेस जो भी है सारा कुछ करके दिया है। तो ये ऐसा हो के घटना हुई है। एक कॉलेज में जो लड़की लोग का ऐसी घटनाएं होती है तो कुछ ना कुछ वजह रहता है, कोई ना कोई पीछे हाथ रहता ही है। इतना बड़ा कैंपस में इतना बड़ा हस्ता, और मेरे बेटी के ऊपर आज से नहीं हुआ है, ये लगातार साल 1.5 साल से ये पीछे षड्यंत्र चली हुई है, एक दिन का नहीं है। और हमारा घर तक कोई इंफॉर्मेशन लगने नहीं दिया। इसमें जैसे जैसे लोग अपने को अभी कहीं भी बैठते हैं, कहीं भी तो इंफॉर्मेशन आता है, उसी हिसाब से हमें तहकीकात करते हैं। जनरली हमारे इंफॉर्मेशन को भी हमने छोड़ा है, हमको भी लेके आ रहे हैं। तो देखा तो ये कई लोगों का हाथ है। इसके लिए मैं गवर्नमेंट को डिमांड किया, अपने गवर्नमेंट को, कि सख्त सख्त कार्रवाई होना चाहिए। अभी वो उस दिन एक आदमी मिला है, उसके पीछे उसका परिवार भी है, उसका माता है, उसका पिता है, उसका बहन है, उसके साथ आरोपी भी है, उसके साथ और यहाँ लोकल लोग भी उसको सपोर्ट दिया है। उनका नाम भी दिया मैंने, खाली एक को आदमी को दिया उन्होंने पकड़ा है और किसी चीज़ में और आदमी को कोई भी अभी तहकीकात नहीं हुआ करके मेरे को रिपोर्ट आई है ना अरेस्ट किया है।
क्यों ऐसा क्यों है?
ऐसा
क्यों
एक घटनाएं होने के बाद भी आज 5वां दिन है।
से है तो ऐसा क्यों है? ऐसा क्यों है? सरकार कुछ क्यों नहीं कर रही?
ऐसा पुलिस ऐसा क्यों? सरकार मुख्यमंत्री जी को ये घटनाएं के बारे में रॉन्ग इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं। पुलिस प्रशासन में जो कमिश्नर है अपने जिले के, उन्होंने गलत बयान अपने को गलत रिपोर्ट मुख्यमंत्री को दिया हुआ है और उसके साथ गृह मंत्री जी को दिया हुआ है और उसके साथ उप मुख्यमंत्री को उन्होंने गलत बयान देने के लिए गलत रिपोर्ट दे दिया है।
And now in news from Jammu and Kashmir, where a government employee was shot dead by terrorists in another targeted attack in the valley last evening. Muhammad Razak was shot soon after he came out of a mosque at the Shadra Sharif area of Rajouri, succumbing to his injuries in the hospital. The 40-year-old was an employee in the Social Welfare Department. Forces have launched a search and cordon operation in the area, and a hunt is on to nab the cowardly terrorists. The attack comes close on the heels of two non-locals being shot dead in Anantnag and Harpora districts, respectively, and that over the course of last 2 weeks. In fact, following the targeted attack on Indian Army, police and other paramilitary forces are carrying out searches in the upper reaches of the valley. In fact, the entire area has been cordoned off, and our crew has been reporting on the story from Ground Zero. Take a look at this report filed by our correspondent Gursimran Singh.
Hours after the deadly terror attack on a government employee in the Shadra Sharif area of the Rajouri district, now the security has been beefed up and multiple cordon and search operations have been launched by the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF and the Indian Army. Yesterday evening, it was the time of roughly around 8:30 when the deadly terror attack took place, when the terrorists fired at the government employee who was working in the Social Welfare Department, identified as Razik. And soon after the incident, the entire area was cordoned by the security forces. Now the searches are on and additional forces are also being inducted into the operation. These are the commandos of the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF that are carrying out the search operations in the area. Pertinent to mention that what has happened yesterday, that the brother of the Jawan of the Territorial Army, he was targeted by the terrorists. They opened fire at him, and probably what it seems for now that the target was the Jawan of the Indian Army's Territorial Army, but his brother came into the line of fire, and now the intensified searches are underway. It's important to mention that in 2002, their father too was killed by the terrorists by slitting his throat, and now the intensified operations in the area are underway. It is believed that a group of 3 to 4 terrorists is behind this, and now the additional reinforcement is being moved into the forward areas where the intensified search operations are underway. We are told that since it is now up, the darkness has gone by now, and now the surveillance devices including the drones will also be inducted in the operation so that the terrorists that are active in the area, they can be neutralized at an earliest.
And Republic TV will continue to get you the latest on that operation from the valley. But right now, we're sipping a very short break, viewers. But on the other side, the latest on the Patanjali misleading ads case. The Supreme Court is all set to hear this case against Patanjali. And the question remains, will a public apology make amends for Ramdev? And also, Kim Jong-un provokes yet again with rocket firing drill after US and South Korea's military exercises. All that and much more on the other side. Stay tuned.
Also powered by Simpolo Tiles and Bathware.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
Supreme's over 9,000 and more plumbing and drainage products and water tanks are made from high-quality raw materials and innovative designs. Supreme Total Piping Solutions, with you for a lifetime.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
The crazy scheme of the Congress party to redistribute wealth had gone unnoticed till the Prime Minister raised it once and then again and now repeatedly in election rallies. Redistribution of wealth. This is not some Robin Hood scheme. It is extreme and impractical socialism. For the Congress party believes in a utopian world where the redistribution of wealth, the redistribution of income, and the redistribution of assets among all citizens of the country brings all citizens of the country at the exact same economic level. This is practically impossible because wealth creation and asset creation is the fundamental center of human activity. How will the Congress party redistribute assets, wealth, and income? Do they even know? Will they take away the hard-earned property that people have? Will they snatch the assets that families own? Or will they force you to give up the gold that you saved for, hoping it will help you on a rainy day? If they're going to take away everything as a matter of right, and if everything you earn will be redistributed anyway, then ask yourself, why should you earn it in the first place? Why should you work so hard for it? Why should you work so hard for it if the Congress party will force you to give it up? Also, relevant to ask, how much will you redistribute? How will you redistribute it? Will you redistribute apartments? Will you redistribute farms? Will you redistribute cars? Will you redistribute all the physical assets that anyone owns? Ladies and gentlemen, I began by saying that this Congress idea is crazy. I correct myself, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's positively dangerous.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand, brings you the latest breaking news updates from across the country only on Republic TV. I am Suesha Sawant. Thank you for tuning in. You're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Suesha Sawant. It is 9:30. We'll get you all the top stories we're tracking for you this morning. First, a quick check of the headlines. Congress South Goa candidate stokes controversy, says Indian constitution was imposed on Goans. Amid massive backlash, Congress now attempts a U-turn, claims his words were twisted. Yet another cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag, where a government employee was targeted by terrorists. Neha Hiremath's father alleges 1.5-year-long conspiracy against his daughter. India demands justice. Supreme Court to hear misleading ads case against Patanjali. Will a public apology make amends for Ramdev? provokes yet again with rocket firing drill after United States and South Korea's military exercises. And the story that's our top focus. In a fresh election controversy, Congress's South Goa candidate Captain Viriato Fernandes has claimed that the Indian constitution was quote-unquote forced on Goa after its liberation from the Portuguese rule in 1961. Facing a lot of backlash, the Congress candidate has now attempted a U-turn, saying that the BJP is trying to twist and turn selective words from his speech to get political mileage and spread venom. First, let's listen in to what he said.
कित्याक तेन्ना पळय एमएलए हाडले ऑपोजिशनान खंय ना खंय आमकां दिश्टी पडले तो पयशांचो गड्डो पडोन तोंड बंद जाला म्हणून गोंयचो आवाज बंद जाला म्हणून आनी आमी एक संघटन घडोवन हाडले गोंयचो आवाज म्हणून आनी तेन्ना ऑन 10th March 2019 10th March 2019 जस्ट लास्ट लोकसभा इलेक्शना पयलीं आमचो गिरीश चोडणकर तेन्ना प्रेसिडेंट नवो प्रेसिडेंट जाल्लो काँग्रेसाचो ताणें आमकां इन्विटेशन धाडलें मातसो आमचो राहुल गांधी येता ही वॉज देन द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ काँग्रेस पार्टी सिद्धार्थ गोवान आयिल्लो आनी आमकां म्हणपा लागलो मातशें तुमी येवन ताचे कडेन डिस्कशन करा आमी 12 प्रश्न मांडले आनी त्या 12 इश्यूजान एक इश्यू हाडलो वी डिमांडेड ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप फॉर द सिटीजन्स ऑफ गोवा आनी तेन्ना ताणें विचारलें Is it constitutional? आमी म्हणलें नो तो म्हणपाक लागलो then no discussion. I said sorry. I said sir please listen. Constitution was implemented on 26 January 1950. We were not part of India. आनी जेन्ना 1961 आमी लिबरेट जाले ते कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पळय तुमी पास केल्ले जाका आमकां तुमी इन्क्लूड करूंक ना ते हाडून आमचे तकलेर मारले And now तुम्ही आमकां सांगता that it is unconstitutional. तुझ्या म्हणे grandfather who the first prime minister आझाद मैदानार स्पीच दिल्ली that the people of Goa will decide their destiny. आमची हुई डेस्टिनी आनी कोणें डिसाइड केली म्हणे ताणें आपणाचो OSD हाडलो ताका विचारलें he is got a point म्हणपाक लागलो when the constitution was made and implemented Goa was not part of India. आमकां कांय प्रोविजन करूंक ना काश्मीराक आर्टिकल 370 केले जे आतां काडला पळय ते तांकां आर्टिकल 370 केले म्हणजे गोंयकारांक कांयच करूंक ना सो आमकां एक प्रोविजन जाय कित्याक ते सांगता म्हणे आमचे गोंयचे पूत जॉब ना म्हूण एम्प्लॉयमेंट ना म्हूण ते पुर्तुगेजांनी पळय सिटीजनशीप ऑफर केल्या ती एक्सेप्ट करतात आनी भायर वतात न्ही तांकां मोग हा पुर्तुगालाचो युरोपाचो म्हूण कित्याक दे आर लुकिंग फॉर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी भायर वेतले कोश काडटले जोडटले आनी आपणाच्या भुरग्यांकूय फॅमिलीक वयर काडटले म्हूण ऑल्सो ते म्हणे दे आर सेंडींग व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट एलिमेंट दॅट इज फॉरेन एक्सचेंज म्हणे धाडटा राहुल गांधी सेड येस यू गॉट अ पॉयंट म्हणपाक लागलो आनी म्हणे इतले ते करतात आनी आमी तांकां आतां भायले म्हणटात.
And even as the political storm continues to brew, let's quickly take a quick check of what's making news in our business segment. Sensex has now opened 400 points up and Nifty has opened 110 points higher. We cut across to our business desk where our correspondent Rajat joins us live to give us the latest on the market situation. Over to you, Rajat.
So, Suesha, on Tuesday morning, the markets have rebounded, taking strong cues from the Asian and the US market when geopolitical sentiment and the risk has been waning across the world, and that is why people are scaling back from the safe havens like gold. Gold is witnessing the steepest fall in almost 2 years, and the gold prices have declined 2.5%. As far as Indian market is concerned, Sensex opened 400 points up at 74,048. Nifty opens 110 points higher at 22,447. Also, this is partially driven by the Reliance, which is India's most valuable company, declared their Q4 results. We told our viewers in the morning that Reliance Industries declared the net profit of 18,951 crores in the Q4, and the total consolidated revenue of the Reliance Industries was at 2.4 lakh crore, which was higher than what it posted in the same quarter last year at 2.16 lakh crore. As far as stock market is concerned, the top gainers today in the early trading session is Bharti Airtel, Titan, Wipro, HCL Tech, NTPC and Grasim. As far as top losers are concerned, Power Grid Corporation, Hindalco, BPCL, Britannia, Tata Consumer Product, JSW are some of the top losers. All the broad indices are bullish in early trade. All sectoral indices except Nifty Metal are trading in green. When we talk about specifically about the Reliance share, because the earnings came in yesterday, Reliance shares are trading 0.9% higher at 2,987 a piece on NSE on an early trade. So market are factoring in the waning geopolitical crisis between Israel and Iran, and that is what is reflected in the gold prices, as well as the people are scaling back from the gold prices, and that's why gold prices have plunged 2.5%, the steepest decline since 13 June 2022. Suesha.
All right, Rajat, many thanks for getting us the latest. Of course, we'll keep coming back to you through the day to get a sense of how the markets fare in the next couple of hours. For the moment, we move on. Yes, reports have emerged that Byju's Ravindran, founder and CEO of Think and Learn, the parent company of Byju's, used personal debts to cover March's salary payments totaling between 25 to 30 crore rupees. Allegedly, restrictions from foreign investors prompted this move. Today, a case related to Byju crisis is set for hearing at the National Company Law Tribunal. While the private sector and government are making all possible efforts to popularize electric vehicles, charging infrastructure in the countries is witnessing a significant improvement. As per reports, combined charging system, that is CCS, a critical EV charging infrastructure, is witnessing a twofold growth every year. Indian business guru Mukesh Ambani's conglomerate Reliance Industries reported a consolidated net profit of 18,951 crore rupees in the January-March quarter, marking a marginal decline of 1.8% from 19,299 crore rupees during the same period last year. What seems like a marginal financial downfall also comes in the backdrop of 11.3% rise in profits for March 2024. Specifically, the oil and gas segment revenues garnered the sharpest increase in revenue at a record 42%. Ola Mobility Services have kicked off its operations at the Maharshi Valmiki International Airport in Ayodhya, introducing a dedicated cab pickup zone at the arrival and exit points to ensure seamless service. The company has deployed a round-the-clock team of representatives to manage operations and address queries. CEO Hemant Bakshi expressed optimism about this move, given its thriving cultural and tourist destination. Officials at the Bank of England have stressed on the need to maintain transparency in the $8 trillion global private equity sector, citing concerns over risks to financial stability, employment and economic growth. Executive members of the board say that transparency in the private equity sector is paramount to the British economy, given its contributory role of funding businesses in sectors like software, IT and the media. And well, amid increasing crisis in West Asia following the US-Iran standoff. Tensions around global oil prices and potential disruptions are mounting. On the other hand, this uncertainty permeating through conflicts in Middle East has lured investors back to the dollar as a safe haven, which led to the dollar surge last week amid yen's historic 34-year low against US dollar. However, the story for the Indian rupee has been different, which kicked off on a positive note against the US dollar this week, against 5 paise of that of a dollar, supported by strong domestic support in markets. What is the cause of this surge? What does this mean for India's forex reserves? Let's take a look at this report.
The Indian rupee kicked off this week on a positive note, gaining 5 paise to reach 83.39 against the US dollar in early trading hours of Monday. This rise was supported by a strong performance in domestic equities. This comes after both the American dollar and crude oil prices retreated from recent highs following the after effects of US inflation data and the Iran-Israel crisis in West Asia. In the global markets, the dollar index, which measures the greenback's strength against a basket of 6 currencies, was trading lower at 106.07, almost down by 0.07%. Additionally, the Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark, fell by 0.76% to $86.63 per barrel. At the interbank foreign exchange market, the rupee opened at 83.40 against the greenback and touched 83.39 in the initial trade, marking a 5 paise increase from its previous close. This comes after last Friday when the rupee had appreciated by 8 paise to close at 83.44 against the US dollar. Traders speculated that the Reserve Bank of India's intervention may have contributed to stabilizing the rupee. As reported by the Reserve Bank of India, India's foreign exchange reserves dropped by $5.4 billion to $643 billion after 7 consecutive weeks of increase for the week ended April 12th. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
A quick check of all the top stories that are making headlines this morning as star New Zealand batter Devon Conway joined the CSK squad at Chepauk. Conway was ruled out of IPL 2024 due to a thumb injury but has made a return to the team. CSK team shared a special picture of Conway, who was sitting on the pitch at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. The defending champions take on Lucknow Super Giants later this evening and will play their next 3 games at home. RR paid a special tribute to Yuzvendra Chahal after he became the first player in the history of IPL to complete 200 wickets. Chahal achieved this huge milestone during the match between RR and MI at the Savai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur. Chahal reached the milestone by dismissing MI's Mohammad Nabi after he was introduced into the attack in the 8th over of the innings. Yashasvi Jaiswal stormed back to form with a stupendous 100 when RR faced MI in the IPL 2024 match on Monday, April 22nd at the Savai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur. It was a much-needed century for him, with the Indian squad of the T20 World Cup 2024 all set to be announced. Inter Milan clinched the Serie A title for the 20th time after holding off AC Milan 2-1 on Monday, breaking a tie between the fierce city rivals. Following the dramatic victory, flares and fireworks were set off in the stands and the Inter players danced raucously in front of their fans. Inter, who have lost only once in the league this season, hold a 17-point advantage over second-place Milan with 5 matches remaining. After winning the World Breakthrough of the Year prize at the Laureus World Sports Awards, Real Madrid midfielder Jude Bellingham stated that he was looking forward to making more memories with Real Madrid. He further added that his sights were set on winning the Champions League and the La Liga as well.
Hectic developments in the Neha Hiremat case out here in Hubballi, as well as a team of 8 CID officials have already landed in Hubballi. And apart from that, the Karnataka government has made an announcement and also issued an order to go ahead and form a special court for crimes against women so that the case can be fast-tracked. All this and much more on the other side of this break. Stay tuned.
In just a decade, India has transformed into a digital powerhouse. From classrooms to clinics, farms to finance, digitalization is revolutionizing every aspect of life. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
With over 1,12,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the 3rd largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
And well, it's been a relentless streak of violence and devastations that continue to plague Gaza as Israeli airstrikes claim the lives of at least 18 individuals.
Well, even with international condemnation growing, Israel has decided not to give in to criticism. And its war against Hamas has only gained momentum.
So much so that the clashes that continue in West Bank and other parts of the Strip, the toll that is being taken on civilians, that is mounting further. More on the latest developments in this report. Take a look.
Israeli strikes on the southern Gaza city of Rafah overnight claimed the lives of at least 18 people, including 14 children. Since the beginning of the conflict, more than half of Gaza's population of 2.3 million has sought refuge in the southern city of Rafah. Despite international calls for restraint,
Thank you for staying with Republic, and we're now getting you an update in connection to the Neha Hiremat murder case investigation, where the state government has handed over the investigation of the case to the CID, and the team has arrived in Hubballi for probe. A team consisting of 8 personnel, including a deputy SP rank officer who will probe the murder. This as there has been a growing demand not just from Neha's family but even students across Karnataka who are staging a protest demanding justice for Neha, where they say that there must be a fair probe. This amid the several allegations and the narrative that is being woven after Neha's murder. Let's listen in to the reaction that has come in.
ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊರಡಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. COD ಟೀಮ್ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಕೇಸನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಏನು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಂದ ಟೇಕನ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ, ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳು ತಂದೆಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಯಾರೋ 4 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಕೊಲೆಯ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇನೇ ವಿಚಾರ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಿ COD ಅವರು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. 10-12 ದಿವಸದ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನಿಗದಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಮಯ ತಿಂಗಳಾನುಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. 10-12 ದಿವಸದ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ಈ ವರದಿಯನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದೇಶ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೊರಟಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ ಆ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸತ್ಯ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ.
And we now cut across to Prajwal, who joins us live on the broadcast. Prajwal, clearly the Karnataka government has had to buckle under pressure after all the flack they faced with the way they treated the Neha murder case and also the kind of insensitive remarks that they came up with. Now, there has been a growing demand that there should be a CBI probe in this matter and a central investigative agency that must get to the bottom of what the truth is. Meanwhile, the state government now handing over the case to the CID. Is the family convinced? Those who have been raising their voice demanding justice for Neha, are they now satisfied that there will be a fair probe, or is the demand for a CBI probe still very much at the forefront?
You know, the student community across the entire state is relentless in its campaign demanding a CBI inquiry for Neha's murder case as well. But the parents of Neha Hiremat, Niranjan as well as Geeta, both of them have now gone ahead and stated that, yes, they trust the state government to go ahead and make sure that there will be a logical conclusion for this particular case within the next 10 to 12 days. And also the fact now that the state government has taken into cognizance that there might be an additional 4 or 5 people who may be involved in the crime as well, as the parents of Neha were pointing out. Not only that, they have also sent an SP ranking officer along with a DY SP as well. And SP Venkatesh has come in now to Hubballi, and he has come in late last night, and he's taken over the case. The formalities and the procedures will have to be completed today, and they will also shortly be going ahead and visiting the BVB college, which is the crime scene too. And not only that, they will also be taking the complete CCTV footages as well, and also the hard drives which had recorded this particular moment, this crime when it exactly happened as well. And not only that, there are also reports which is coming in from the forensic science lab too, at the time of the crime when the bloodstained clothes of Neha as well as Fayaz was sent to them, and the statements of those eyewitnesses who were present there were also collected too. So they may be called in for cross verification and cross examination, but all eyes on the second half of the day, Suesha, where the CID will be going ahead and interrogating the parents of Neha Hiremat, especially the father as well as the mother too, because therein holds the key, where they are alleging that he had been going ahead and texting her for the past 6 to 7 months, but she had spurned his advances. So this interrogation is lined up for the second half of the day, and we will need to see as to what comes out of this interrogation of the parents by the CID.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And let's not forget how the father has made some very, very strong allegations. He said that this was a conspiracy for more than a year and a half. In fact, he also went on to question that with the way Neha was murdered by Fayaz, he obviously knew what he was doing, and he clearly knew how to attack her where this would lead to her death. He's also brought in Fayaz's mother and other family members into the picture. So some very strong allegations coming in from Neha's family. On the other hand, we've also seen the kind of narrative that has been pressed in these days after Neha's murder, where some who were trying to project her in poor light, also a lot of hearsay vis-a-vis whether there was a relationship or wasn't. So hopefully all of that will be clear, but fact remains that Neha must get justice. In that sense, Prajwal, how do you now see the story having reached this stage after what has happened and with the case now being handed over to the CID?
First and foremost, Suesha, three main important points, leaving aside the BJP and the Congress's beef of words and politics over the death of Neha. First and foremost, who are these 5 to 8 individuals who have been named by Neha's father, Niranjan Hiremat? Secondly, what is the sort of relationship of these individuals with Neha and Fayaz, if there was any relationship? Thirdly, who are the miscreants responsible for going ahead and spreading bad words or rumors about Neha and Fayaz's relationship, per se stating that they were in a relationship too, because now there are allegations that even the cybercrime team, now there are allegations that these photos have been morphed as well, and even the cybercrime team should also be called in as well. So this is something which, the CID team is also looking into in a microscopic angle. It is also being learnt at the later course of the investigation. Fayaz will also be taken to the scene of crime, where they will try to recreate the crime scene, and also his parents, including his sister, will be called in by the CID and interrogated as well, because Niranjan Hiremat, while speaking exclusively to our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami, mentioned two important things. He stated that there is a family and there is an entire nexus behind this who try to go ahead and target Hindu girls of a high social status as well. It is not only the girls that they are targeting, but also their wealth, which they want to go on to. So all said and done now, Suesha, we will need to look into all these aspects as to how the interrogation will go on. On this note, we will also quickly go ahead and slip into a short break as we continue this live and rolling coverage from Ground Zero in Hubballi over this horrific murder case of the 23-year-old Neha, which has rocked the entire nation. Stay tuned.
With over 112,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
With over 112,718 startups igniting innovation, driving digital growth, over 800 million internet users are bridging distances and strengthening bonds across the globe, making India the third largest digitalized country in the world, accounting for around 46% of the world's real-time digital transactions. To celebrate the makers and shakers behind Digital India and India's phenomenal digital yatra, Republic Business is delighted to bring its inaugural Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards.
जब उनकी सरकार थी, उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। ये कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो कह रहा है।
Prime Minister Modi has triggered a political backlash over property redistribution remark.
जब उनकी सरकार थी, उन्होंने कहा था कि देश की संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा और उनको बांटेंगे, जिनको मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार ने कहा था कि संपत्ति पर पहला अधिकार मुसलमानों का है। भाइयों बहनों, ये अर्बन नक्सल की सोच, मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगलसूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे।
This comes weeks after Rahul Gandhi promised to hold financial
Shukla, getting the latest coming in this Tuesday. And what we have for you viewers are back-to-back updates coming in as we count down to the Lok Sabha elections, the phase 2 of Lok Sabha elections. We'll keep you updated with all the stories, but first the headlines we're tracking at this moment. Congress South Goa candidate stokes controversy, says Indian constitution was imposed on goods. Amid massive backlash, Congress now attempts a U-turn, claims his words were twisted. Yet another cowardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir. Government employee shot dead in Rajouri. Neha Hiremat's father alleges 1.5-year-long conspiracy against his daughter. India demands justice. Supreme Court to hear misleading ads case against Patanjali. Will a public apology make amends for Ramdev? And Kim Jong-un provokes yet again with a rocket firing drill after United States and South Korea's military exercises. Hi viewers, let's go to the top story we're tracking right now. It's a big controversy ahead of elections. We see back-to-back controversial comments being made. This time, Congress South Goa candidate Captain Viratio Fernandes has claimed that the Indian constitution was forced on Goa after its liberation from the Portuguese rule in 1961. Facing backlash, the Congress candidate has now attempted a U-turn, saying that the BJP is trying to twist and turn selective words from speech to get political mileage and spread venom. But first, let's listen in to that comment.
हुई ना हुई आमकां दिसती पडले तो पयशाचो गड्डो पडून तोंड बंद जाला म्हणून गोंयचो आवाज बंद जाला म्हणून आनी आमी एक संघटन घडोवन हाडले गोंयचो आवाज म्हणून आनी तेन्ना ऑन 10th March 2019 जस्ट लास्ट लोकसभा इलेक्शना पयलीं आमचो गिरीश चोडणकर तेन्ना प्रेसिडेंट नवो प्रेसिडेंट जाल्लो काँग्रेसाचो ताणें आमकां इन्विटेशन धाडलें मातसो आमचो राहुल गांधी येता ही वॉज देन द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ काँग्रेस पार्टी सिद्धार्थ गोवान आयिल्लो आनी आमकां म्हणपा लागलो मातशें तुमी येवन ताचे कडेन डिस्कशन करा आमी 12 प्रश्न मांडले आनी त्या 12 इश्यूजान एक इश्यू हाडलो वी डिमांडेड ड्युअल सिटीजनशीप फॉर द सिटीजन्स ऑफ गोवा आनी तेन्ना ताणें विचारलें Is it constitutional? I mean, no. Then no discussion. I said, sorry. I said, sir, please listen. Constitution was implemented on 26 January 1950. We were not part of India. And in 1961 आम्ही लिबरेट झाले ते कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पण तुम्ही पास केले जाका आमकां तुम्ही इन्क्लूड करूंक ना ते हाडून आमचे तकलेर मारले And now, तुम्ही आमकां सांगता that it is unconstitutional. तुझ्या म्हणे grandfather who the first prime minister आझाद मैदानार स्पीच दिल्ली that the people of Goa will decide their destiny. आमची हुई destiny आनी कोणे डिसाइड केली म्हणे. ताणे आपणाचो OSD हाडलो ताका विचारलें. He is got a point म्हणपा लागलो. When the constitution was made and implemented, Goa was not part of India. आमकां कांय प्रोविजन करूंक ना काश्मीराक आर्टिकल 370 केले जे आतां काडला पळय ते तांकां आर्टिकल 370 केले म्हणजे गोंयकारांक कांयच करूंक ना सो आमकां एक प्रोविजन जाय कित्याक ते सांगता म्हणे आमचे गोंयचे पूत जॉब ना म्हूण एम्प्लॉयमेंट ना म्हूण ते पुर्तुगेजांनी पळय सिटीजनशीप ऑफर केल्या ती एक्सेप्ट करतात आनी भायर वतात न्ही तांकां मोग हा पुर्तुगालाचो युरोपाचो म्हूण कित्याक दे आर लुकींग फॉर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी भायर वेतले कोस्ट काडटले जोडटले आनी आपणाच्या भुरग्यांकूय फॅमिलीक वयर काडटले म्हूण ऑल्सो ते म्हणे दे आर सेंडींग very important element that is foreign exchange. फॉरेन एक्सचेंज म्हणे धाडटा राहुल गांधी सेड येस यू गॉट अ पॉयंट म्हणपाक लागलो आनी म्हणे इतले ते कोत्तात आनी आमी तांकां आतां भायले म्हणटात.
Responding to the controversy, Goa Chief Minister has now hit out, condemning the secessionist mindset by Congress, further adding that it will only backfire for the Grand O Party.
आज गोवा के कांग्रेस कैंडिडेट विराटो फर्नांडिस इन्होंने एक आज स्टेटमेंट दे दिया है कि भारत का संविधान इस प्रदेश पे लादा दिया गया है. भारत का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ द इंडिया फोर्सफुली यानी इम्प्लीमेंट किया है. मैं उसको कहना चाहता हूँ कि पहले 14 साल जो डिले हुआ गोवा इंडिपेंडेंस, गोवा लिबरेट होने के लिए, इसके लिए जिम्मेदार कांग्रेस है. तब की कांग्रेस की सरकार है, तब के प्राइम मिनिस्टर है. इन्होंने पहले तो 14 साल लेट कांग्रेस को, तब गोवा को लेट लिबरेशन मिला इन्हीं के कारण. और लिबरेशन मिलने के बाद यानी सभी को उत्साह हुआ, आनंद हुआ भारत देश में शामिल होने का, भारतीय नागरिकत्व मिलने का. मुझे लगता है कि आज 60 साल के बाद इस तरह का कैप्टन विराटो ने स्टेटमेंट करके फिर एक बार अपने फ्रीडम फाइटर्स का अपमान किया है, संविधान का अपमान किया है. इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि उन्होंने गोवा के लोगों की माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए, फ्रीडम फाइटर्स की माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए. दिस इज़ द मेंटेलिटी एंड माइंडसेट ऑफ द कैप्टन विराटो. तो फिर जो यानी खुद होके कह रहा है कि मैंने खुद राहुल गांधी जी से बात की और राहुल गांधी जी ने जब कहा कि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फोर्सफुली गोवा के लोगों के ऊपर यानी फोर्सफुली लगाया है, फोर्सफुली इसके ऊपर इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, तो अब राहुल गांधी जी ने कहा कि द पॉइंट इन इट दैट. तो ये राहुल गांधी जी ने भी कहना, मुझे लगता है कि ये कांग्रेस के लिए इस तरह से ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का अपमान है. और जियो कांग्रेस यानी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बदलने की बात भारतीय जनता पार्टी को कह रहे हैं, इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर ने जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिखा और बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर का जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इस भारत देश संविधान जो लगाया, सबसे ज़्यादा डर किसका है तो कांग्रेस का है, कांग्रेस के मेंटेलिटी का है. मैं तो कैप्टन विराटो को कहता हूँ क्योंकि उन्होंने गोवा के लोगों की माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए. गोवा के फ्रीडम फाइटर्स, देश भर से फ्रीडम फाइटर्स यहाँ गोवा प्रदेश स्वतंत्र करने के लिए आया था, उनको अपमानित किया है. गोवा के लोग इसके ऊपर चुप नहीं बैठेंगे, इसको ज़रूर इसकी बात पूछेंगे. इसलिए मैं आज कैप्टन विराटो का यानी इस स्टेटमेंट का खंडन करता हूँ और गोवा के सभी लोग भी इनका निषेध करेंगे.
And viewers, in news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where a government employee was shot dead by terrorists in another targeted attack in Jammu and Kashmir last evening. Mohammad Razak was shot soon after he came out of a mosque at Shadra Sharif area of Rajouri and succumbed to his injuries in the hospital. The 40-year-old was an employee in the social welfare department. Forces have also launched a search and cordon operation in the area, and a hunt is on to nab the cowardly terrorists. The attack comes close on the heels of 2 non-locals being shot dead in Anantnag and the Herpura districts, and that over the course of last 2 weeks we have seen such incidents. And following the targeted attack, Indian Army, police and other paramilitary forces are carrying out searches in upper reaches of the valley. Here is the entire report. The entire area has in fact been cordoned off, and a crew has been reporting on the story from ground zero. Take a look at this report filed by my colleague Gursimran Singh.
Hours after the deadly terror attack on a government employee in the Shahadra Sharif area of the Rajouri district, now the security has been beefed up and multiple coordinated search operations have been launched by the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF and the Indian Army. Yesterday evening, it was the time of roughly around 8:30 when the deadly terror attack took place, when the terrorists fired at the government employee who was working in the social welfare department, identified as Razik. And soon after the incident, the entire area was cordoned by the the security forces. Now the searches are on and additional forces are also being inducted into the operation. These are the commandos of the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF that are carrying out the search operations in the area. Pertinent to mention that what has happened yesterday, that the brother of the Jawan of the territorial army, he was targeted by the terrorists. They opened fire at him, and probably what it seems for now that the target was the Jawan of the Indian Army's territorial army, but his brother came into the line of fire, and now the intensified searches are underway. It's important to mention that in 2002, their father too was killed by the terrorists by slitting his throat, and now the intensified operations in the area are underway. It is believed that a group of 3 to 4 terrorists is behind this, and now the additional reinforcement is being moved into the forward areas where the intensified search operations are underway. We are told that since it is now up, the darkness has gone by now, and now the surveillance devices including the drones will also be inducted in the operation so that the terrorists that are active in the area, they can be neutralized at an earliest.
All right, let's go straight to my colleague Gursimran, who's joining us live from Ground Zero. And Gursimran, if you could take our viewers through what you see around you. And number two, let's not forget that this incident is coming in the wake of campaigning, in the wake of the Lok Sabha elections and the phase 2 of elections. Also, Anantnag will also be going to polls. So this is a very significant, attack in terms of the scenario we see right now. Take us through what you have learned of, Gursimran.
See, Shivangi, it was on the 10th of April that we broke the news that the security agencies have sounded a serious alert. They have sounded a concern that there are security concerns in the area when it comes to the Rajouri Poonch so as to hold the parliamentary polls, and they have written to the poll conducting body. Now coming to this incident that has come into fore, it was at around 8:30 when the terrorists barged into their residence. They asked him to come out and they killed the Rizak. It's a cold blood the murder that they have done. Now, coming to the developments that are taking place. Right now, we are outside the residence of Razak where this unfortunate incident has taken place. And the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir Police along with the Indian Army, they have cordoned the entire area and the searches are underway. If I'll request Sarjeevan to show you a 360-degree view of the area, then you will get to know that this is a densely forested area. There are water bodies, there are small riverines that flow through which are acting as a natural hideout for the suspected terrorists that are still active in the area. Now, big development that is coming here is that the IG Jammu chief, the CRPF Jammu chief, IG CRPF Jammu GK Rao, and along with the top brass of the intelligence agencies, they are heading towards Thana Mandi, and in next couple of minutes from now, they will be landing here. ADG Jammu Zone along with the divisional commissioner, they are also accompanying him, and in a short while from now, some 8 to 9 kilometers from here, they will be landing at a helipad, and from there, they are expected that they will come here, they will meet the family members. But this is really concerning that back-to-back terror attacks are taking place, and the security forces, they are yet to get any major clue regarding the group of terrorists that is active in the Pir Panjal, that is the Rajouri district and the Poonch district, and that's why the top brass is being pushed here. Even the IG CRPF himself is coming along with the top brass, the senior most levels of the intelligence agencies, the central intelligence agencies operating in Jammu and Kashmir, they are also accompanying him, and so does is the Jammu and Kashmir Police Jammu Zone Chief Anand Jain and Divisional Commissioner of Jammu. They all are coming here to assess the situation, and it is expected that they will also brief the Election Commission regarding the same.
All right, Gursimran, thank you for getting us all the details coming in. And this is one more instance of targeted killing. Number two, a massive search and cordon operation has been launched by the security forces in this case. We'll keep a very close eye on the story while Gursimran remains on Ground Zero getting us top updates. Let's move ahead right now to the other stories we are tracking on Republic TV as we count down to the phase 2 of the Lok Sabha polls. Here's a quick look at all the news making the headlines when it comes to the elections. With the day left for campaigning to end for the second phase of Lok Sabha elections, canvassing has picked up pace and urgency among both the ruling and opposition parties. The BJP's most sought-after campaigner, Prime Minister Modi, will address a public meeting in the Tonk Savai Madhupur constituency of Rajasthan today. BJP candidate from Kota, Om Birla, said that the state and the central governments will together set new dimensions of development inside Rajasthan and that the BJP party will win all the 25 seats in Rajasthan.
मुख्यमंत्री जो मुख्यमंत्री आए हैं, राज्य की सरकार और केंद्र की सरकार एक साथ होगी तो दोनों मिलकर एक विकास का नया आयाम खड़े करेगी राजस्थान के अंदर। कितनी सीटें मिलेंगी राजस्थान? 25 सीटें मिलेगी राजस्थान।
The BJP candidate from Banswara Lok Sabha seat, Mahendrajit Singh Malviya, said that the voters as well as the party workers are happy with PM Modi's support. He further said that the people are enthusiastic about PM Modi and the BJP will win this time.
और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री की जिस तरह से रैली हुई और जनता में जो उनके प्रति भाव थे, उत्साह था, उस तमाम चीज़ों को देखते हुए इस सीट को भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी।
BJP candidate from Pali constituency PP Chaudhary said that the people of Rajasthan are with the BJP and it's evident from the atmosphere in the state. He added that even the Congress party knows this because no one is taking its name here.
राजस्थान में 25 की 25 पाली लोकसभा क्षेत्र पहले की जो जीत थी उससे भी ज़्यादा बड़ी जीत होगी। ये कांग्रेस का फ्रस्ट्रेशन है क्योंकि उनको पता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ आम जन है, पूरा राजस्थान है, आम मतदाता है और माहौल आपने घूम के देखा होगा। पाली विधानसभा में आपने कांग्रेस का नाम लेने वाला मिला कोई?
Addressing the booth level workers, Rajasthan's Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma said that PM Modi has brought transformation since becoming PM in 2014. He said that the PM has worked for the development of women like no other party has ever done.
आज तक किसी ने 75 साल के अंदर किसी ने ध्यान दिया क्या? हमारी माता बहनें, उनसे पूछिए जो हमारी माता बहनें गांव में रहती हैं, मोहल्ले में रहती हैं, वो शौच जाने के लिए अंधेरे का इंतजार करती थी और भोर होने से पहले वो शौच के लिए निवृत्त होने के लिए जाती थी। अगर माता बहनों को सम्मान देने का काम किया तो देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है, बाकी और किसी ने नहीं किया।